Let's implement routing system using React Router so that we can navigate between different pages. So at the moment we have only one page. We're going to create a few more pages. One is going to be home page and other few pages. For example, we need one for login, one for registration. So let's create those pages and let's implement routing system so that we can easily navigate between different pages. So for that, first let's create a few pages. So here inside source, here let's create a folder called booking. Let's also create another folder called auth. So login register pages we will put inside auth, and this home page we can put inside booking. So here booking, let's create a new file. Let's call it home.js. Now you will notice that any components I will name them with the capital letter in the front. All right. So anything else we're just going to use all lowercase, but for components I will be using the first letter always uppercase. So here in the home, let's write a very simple component. First, I think with a new version of React you don't need to import React, so let's not worry about that, and let's just write a function. So const home equals to, let's use the arrow function. You could use regular function like you saw here, or you could use arrow function. I prefer arrow functions, they're nice and easy, so let's use arrow. So home, let's return within the parentheses. We can use a div. We can give a class name because now we have Bootstrap. Let's call it container fluid so that we get full width page fluid. And here let me write some text. So let's just write simple home page. So it could be h1, or if you didn't know, you can even use the class name h1 in Bootstrap. So you can use that. You can use bit of a padding all around, padding 5, and you can center the text using text center as well. So we got home page. Now let me copy this code. Actually, let's export the default. Let's not forget to export so that we can import this anywhere and start using it. So let me copy this. Let's go to auth and create new two pages, one for login, one for registration. Login.js and another one register.js. So let's paste that here. Here in the register, let's change this to register. So it's a register page. Now let's copy this one more time, go to login, paste here, again change this to login. Login page. Perfect. Now we have 3 pages in our application. Now we can go to app, which is the entry point. You can see here app has been imported here in the index.js, and that's basically, that is what our entire React application is inside this component. So what we need to do is inside this component, instead of showing just one page like this one view, we need to import all these pages here and implement routing system. So that way, even though in the index.js we have only app component will ultimately contain the entire application. All right, so let's go to app, and first let's import. So import, we need to import home from, so we need to go inside booking and then home. Okay, let me leave a bit of a comment here. So basically this is what we're doing here. Import those pages, all those pages here in this app.js, and then based on the path, so each component using React Router components, which we're going to install and use very soon. So let's import home. Once that's done, let me paste one more two more time, one for login. So that is login, and it is auth folder. This one is register, from auth register. Perfect. So we have all these pages. Now obviously we don't have the routing yet, so we can't actually show all of these pages. So you can try home again. Now if you go, you can see we have home page. Now again you can search login, show login like this. You can do that, but obviously this is not what we want. So why don't we install React Router? Okay, so you can install that from npm React Router DOM. So we can run this command to install React Router, and this is how we can use. You can see that. So let's go to our terminal, and let me stop the server for now and run this command to install React Router DOM. While that's happening, let's continue with our project. Okay, actually it's done. It's pretty quick. So let me start the server one more time and come back here. And since we have the React Router DOM installed, we can bring in some components so that we can implement routing. So import browser router from React Router DOM. So we need to import browser router, we need to import switch, and we need to import route. So all this you can also find in the documentation. Okay, so you see we import and we use them, but obviously I'll be going through all of them. All right, so once we have that, we need to wrap all our routes with the browser router. Okay, so let's replace this div with browser router. Okay, so we need to wrap all the routes with browser router. This will make the router props available, which will be very useful in all the components, which I will show you later. So browser router, and then inside here you will use switch component. Okay, so inside switch we will be showing different components. So inside switch, each component, you can think of each component as a page. So login component is a login page, this one is register page, this one is home page, right? So each page you want to show using this router. Okay, so route, let's use that. So route, you can pass couple of props. For example, you want to make sure it is exact. I will explain you why that is important. Now next one is path. So path, for example, home page, which is going to be the landing page. So when people visit landing page, which component do you want to show? We want to show the home page, right? So we can do that. Path is this one, that's landing page. And component, which component you want to show? That is home component. So that's how we can use routing system. So let's copy that, paste 2 more times. Next one, when you user visit login route, which component we want to show? Obviously we want to show login. So let's change this component to login, and again when they go to register, we want to show register. Perfect. So this way we have built a routing system. Okay, so let's give it a try. Let's go here, and landing page, obviously that's a home page. Now if you go to login, we have login page. If you go to register, we have register page. Beautiful, right? So we have this routing system already in place. All we need to do now is create a navigation link so that we can simply click on the navigation and go to different pages. Now before I finish this video, let me show you why this exact is important. For example, if you remove exact, let's try. Okay, let's go and let's go to register. You can see I'm on the register page, but I'm seeing home page. Why is that? That's because Register also starts with the // so as soon as this first / has been encountered, this component has been returned, so doesn't reach to the right route. So for that reason we need to use exact. Now obviously that works. So we're gonna log in, register, and home. Beautiful.